I was looking for somebody that really brought, high professional craftsmanship into the home. Dependability was really important to me. We had a very clear vision of what we had wanted. Their team allowed us to maybe think a little bit outside of the box and look at things that maybe we hadn't thought about. And I think that just takes expertise.
We had been living in the house probably about 15 years at that time. It was in desperate need of some updating at that point. It was very dark and the appliances were old. We just felt like it was time. I knew I wanted to reach out to Tanya Coleman with LaBelle Masson Interiors. She had done the new construction for a good friend of mine out in Westlake. She was the one that brought Marouche onto the team, and when I met with him, I knew he was the right contractor for the job.
Professionalism was always there by the entire team that was here. When they came, they were there on time in the morning. When they left, it was pretty impressive that everything was kind of put away. And that professionalism, that dependability, they resonated throughout the entire process.
So we had this peninsula going around, which closed things off. Tanya immediately suggested taking out the whole peninsula and putting like a big island in there. I thought that sounded like a great idea, but until it actually went in, I didn't realize what a huge difference that was going to make.
So initially, the kitchen and some of the back areas had kind of a brick component to it.
That was one of the hardest pieces for us, I think. It was disconnected because our family room was hardwood and our living room and dining room was hardwood, and then we had this brick floor in between. And our floor is red oak. I wanted them to be as smoothed out as possible. And then I wanted to lighten the floors, and I wanted to kill as much of the red as possible. That was one of the most difficult things that probably throughout the process was getting those floors the right stain color. Tanya and Marouche's team both went above and beyond trying to work with us to get that stain color exactly right. And we went through multiple iterations of stain until I was happy with it. They were super patient with me and came out to the job site multiple times and even came back and redid it again to get that right for me. So I'm super happy with the way that turned out. And Tanya had the idea of putting a bigger thing of open shelving across my kitchen. I didn't really want to use it for a bunch of little knickknacks, but it's ended up being pretty and a focal point, but also very functional for us because we actually use it for our dishes. And so to be able to just pull on and off every day, whether it's for coffee mugs or a bowl for cereal or just our dinner plates, we use that every day. And when I unload the dishwasher, I just turn around and put the dishes up there. I think that was an area where she pushed us to think outside the box. And at first I wasn't so sure because it was a little different, but it's ended up being probably my favorite part of the kitchen and the design.
There's really nothing that I would change about the process. I'm one of those folks that maybe would be the reluctant one. I wasn't sure if that was really what we should be doing, but we ended up doing it, and it brought a product that really brings a lot of happiness to our family. That's what a home should be, right? Is Lenore Lux makes this a really happy home.